To that school, learned 5 international languages, speak them, write them, and read them. And I was promised, Ali, you pick any restaurant, we'll give it to you. Now imagine at the time you're in your 20s and you're thinking, I'm on top of the world, baby. So they promised and they delivered. That restaurant was called Ruby Tuesday. It wasn't funny back then, but we can laugh now. That's all behind us. But I found myself working 90 hours a week, 14, 16 hours a day. I had no life. As a matter of fact, my friends used to come to the restaurant, and now I can talk about it. We partied after the restaurant closed, in the restaurant, in the bar of the restaurant. Now, why? Because I had no life. I had nothing for me. And this opportunity, and I will hear a little bit more, has given me my life back, has given me my time back. So I'm thriving right now. Really, really am. To be honest with you, my goal here today is to establish a few things, and some of them is to really just set you all up with the right mental attitude, with realistic expectations, of course. I'm here to really just let you know what to do, and more importantly for me, who you will become. I don't know if you've noticed, but North American Power and Thrive really are changing people's lives every single day. But the truth of the matter is, and what really amazes me, is that people in our opportunity are changed before their lives do. I don't know if you've noticed or heard any stories. Life is a consequence of your decisions that really had led you up to this point right now in your life. Which tells me, to be honest with you, that we are the creators of our own lives, because we can just make a new decision right now, right? And that change or that decision becomes a responsibility. And that responsibility now becomes an obligation. And your obligation is simply this: to become the best you can become, given what God has given you to start with and what you will do with it to develop it. Are you with me?
Yeah!
But we're put in a society of mediocrity. We're put in this matrix, this box, that we were told, go to school, go to college, get a job, have kids, retire, die. And it goes from generation to generation as wash, rinse, repeat. It's true. And we find ourselves, and love everybody, but we're going to keep it 100% here. We become slaves to this thing in our wrist. We become slaves to our watch. And since the beginning, none of you, including myself or the $1 million earners, none of us were entrepreneurs. Because we were brought up and conditioned to believe that someone else is responsible for everything that makes us who we are. Matter of fact, our income, our health choices, our schedules, our time off, our responsibilities, even our bathroom breaks. That's called a job, you know that, right? But there's an it factor. There's an actual amazing it factor within each and every one of you, and you need to search for it and find it and identify it. We accept people's opinions every single day, and that's dangerous, folks. I can tell you that. It's like, could you imagine, put that in your head. You're going home to your spouse. Hey, honey, grab the bills. I received so many opinions today. We're about to pay some. People's opinions are costly, but they have no value, so drop them. Drop them immediately. And the truth of the matter is, we all know that it factor. We either recognize it, do something great with it, or ignore it, and it's all downhill from there. It's all downhill from there. And what I can tell you is, it begins by deciding to change. Keyword, decide. Decide. The Latin root word of decide is decidio. Decidio means cut off all other options. There is no plan B. I'm going for it. I'm going for it. And tell you the truth, you know what's wrong with your game. I'll let you sit with that for a second, fellas. Yeah. Monumentum change will happen, but you have to give something up. Somebody told you that, I hope. You're gonna have to give something up. And your mind is so tricky. That is why you have to give that something up. Your mind will tell you in an instant, do it, you are so worth it. But the next minute, you're not good enough. You don't have it within you. We intimidate ourselves. Now I'm going to have 3 words that I want to share with everybody today. 3 words that have changed my life. 3 words that I pray to God you are taking these ones. If you take anything from what I'm going to tell you, take these 3 words. And it's ironically, they actually came up yesterday on the slides, and I felt like this is God's will. Like He just actually showed up. And those 3 words are be, do, and have. Be, do, and have. Let's talk about be. Become what's inside you that is not yet developed. Become that top producer that you see yourself being. Now, I'm not telling you fake it till you make it. That's a myth. Act as is, but become that person. See, there's so many people in here that are very talented. And I'm here to tell you, and I've learned from the greatest recruiter of all time. I mean, I don't care how great all of you are, there's a better and the #1 recruiter in the history of recruiting. And he recruited people not for what he had, but for who he was. He said 3 words, you, follow me. His name, sure, give it up. Why not? His name happens to be Jesus of Nazareth. But you're too cool. You're too big. You're too fancy schmancy. You're not up to a home-based business. I'm too successful. I'm bigger than this. I can't embarrass myself and talk about marketing energy. Humble yourself.
Thank you.
Humble yourself. Now let's talk about the 7th one, which is do. Do. I'm going to sum it in one simple line. Do have the ethics of the perfect representative. What do I mean? If I were to allow you right now to customize a representative that you can literally in the computer put what you're looking for, and that representative will come out from the sideboard, what would some of the characteristics be? Confidence. Okay. Integrity. Awesome. Hunger. I like that. Let's just stick with that.
Humility.
Beautiful. Now let me ask you a question. Do you have those qualities? Because if you don't, you'll never have that person in your business. You have to embody what you want and what you're looking for. And the only way to make it to the top of the company is to go through the dump. Somebody asked me recently, can you name the top 10 representatives, the top 10 most dedicated, amazing, most successful, the top 10 fantastic representatives? Give me those names. I said, when you find the top 10 failures, there will be those. Because the people who share the stage with me, that I'm humbled and honored that I have the opportunity to be mentored by, they actually failed 10 times fold the amount of failures that you had in your life. They failed miserably. Do you really think? Now imagine, back then, Kevin Marino, Bob Doran, Michelangelo going to people and say, well, we don't know what's going to happen in the future. We don't have anything really. What a dream. Join us. Right, no $10,000, no free energy, none of what you have now. So you must go through the negativity. It's going to happen. I'm not telling you to be pessimist, but it's part of the journey. There will be negative people that will come across with your lives. You know that, right? Some of you live with them, for crying out loud. Love them anyways. Love them anyways. See, people think differently. They learn differently. That is why, some are going to be customers, some are going to just be business builders. And, to be honest with you, this is why we were taught a balanced approach. How cool was that? Anybody learn a thing or two? Yeah? There's about 1,000 people in this room right now, and I'm here to tell you, not one of you is hearing the same thing the other person next to you is hearing. It's impossible. It's impossible. You have these filters that actually give you a different message based on your education, your IQ level, your ethnicity, your religion. So stop pushing people for the opportunity and respect them. Enroll them as a customer. It's not for them. Love them anyways. Because people see things differently. To some of you today, one word of what I'm telling you might change your life. To others, this is just another sermon, just like the last 30 years of a Sunday morning. How's that working for you, buddy? But you all say, Ali, I have faith. I have faith and I believe. And I tell you, faith with no work is nothing but an empty wish.
Boom!
So, have faith and thrive. But what is faith? Faith is to possess in the present moment what one day will be yours if you actually do the required work to get it. So the truth of the matter is you already possess it, but you only will possess it by applying the activities that you learned over this weekend and breakout sessions to receive it. Should you accept it, of course, in the future. You must embrace and accept the greater things in life. You are worth it. You are worth it. Surrender to your goals with North American Power. Surrenders meaning those obstacles, those learning curves, those struggles, the part that you really don't want to go through. It is part of the journey. You gotta have a vision board. You gotta, I'll share something with you that I literally just experienced back there. Some of you who know me, I have vitiligo, right? You don't see anything in my hand right now. She the makeup, she hooked it up for me. I was like, that made me feel special. But I took a picture of it and I said, I will actually put it on a wall. And I will stare at it until my skin comes back to normal because I found something that fixes it. So have that in a vision board. Now lastly, persistence. Persistent is tied up to your faith because believing keeps you persistent. All of us have been put down in our lives. All of us have had somebody that instilled within us self-doubt. And your reason why is the quick fix. You need to identify your reason why. Your reason why will take care of it. Let me tell you a quick story. Back about 2 years ago, anybody remembers a little storm called Hurricane Sandy? It took everything away from me. It put me in 10 months behind my mortgage. It ruined everything that I had. It literally lost family businesses. Everything was underwater. And even so, we fixed the businesses. The bridge was open from each side of the shore. Good for you, you have a taxi business. There's not one soul walking in the beach. Good for you, you have a gas station. It has seawater in the tank. Thank you, that's $180,000 immediately on the negative. There are other people, and many people in the audience right now, that have it a lot worse than I had. Some of you are suffering more than others, worse than others. But I'm telling you, I used to feel bad for the person that had no shoes until I met the person that had no feet. So I share this with you because as human beings, we justify and blame. And the cure to all that is to forgive. So forgiving is a gift that you actually will give to yourself. That's why it's called forgive, not forsake. So when you actually forgive, you are literally giving a gift to yourself and you are taking that pain and forgiving it away. And you will get on and you will thrive with your life. A blame only hurts the blamer. 5 years old. I remember, excuse me, that was me excited. That was a rap language. Started like. I was 5 years old. I was, I'll never forget it. And most people don't remember when they were 5 years old. My father, my mother worked extremely hard in Morocco. We had a nanny that abused me. It's actually abused me, whatever you want to call it. Molested me. Those horrible things you don't want to desire and wish on anybody. And it stayed with me. I've never opened up about it until I was 27 years old. I'm 29 now. So imagine my whole life messing up, like I messed up my head. Matter of fact, later on in life, 10 years old, my parents actually ended up splitting up, divorcing. My father, my best friend, my homie, my father left, just left. So I forgive him because they just didn't know better. They didn't know better. I love them. They're back into my life right now. My father is actually living in the United States. Because of North American Power, I'm paying for an apartment for him. He doesn't have to work. All of you ladies and gentlemen have a God-given talent. And you can thrive in anything. anything you want in life, especially with all the announcements and where you are positioned. You understand, just like the individuals, the founders, they were on day one in North American Power, we are on day one in Drive. Understand that. But somewhere in your life, in your circle of friends, as it happens, you know, to all of us, someone is going to put you down. Someone's going to tell you it won't work. Someone's going to tell you you won't make it. My soccer coach, when I was in high school, in the States, June 20th, 2002, I came to the States. My name is Ali. A year before was 9/11. How do you think that's going to go? And I'm playing soccer, and I call it football here, a.k.a. soccer. You know, shout out to Benny for a club, you know what I'm saying? So what I tell you is, he actually gave the ball back. He's like, Ali, this is not Iraq. This way, this way. Now mind you, there's a set of bleachers full of teachers, students, and parents. I'm not from Iraq. I believe in Christ. But even if whatever happens, happens. Let's assume the other way around. I respect everybody's faith and belief, but here's what I'm going to tell you. I actually took off my jersey, walked across, threw it on his face. Now, it made me feel better for a second, but I regret it today because I could have been a superstar in football, soccer. Here. So don't make that mistake and quit because somebody's going to put you down. I love when Bob Haley said a line on Friday, haters hate you because you are a reflection of what they wish to be. So let a hater hate and watch the money pile up, you know? Folks, understand this. The door is wide open. Now, you think anyone can stop us? We are stronger, we are bigger, we are better, and we need to be louder and let everybody know how we're thriving. Here, right now, and when I tell you what I've learned in my young experience in this industry, because I have just a couple of years versus the knowledge and the wisdom in this room, and I'm humbled to be here. What I've learned is I thank God for every single thing I've gone through in my life. Tell you what, I want you to understand this. This is really, really something that was an epiphany to me. That adversity that I've gone through was the biggest deposit in my development and success. I repeat it one more time. Adversity is the biggest deposit in your development and success. Finally, I'm in love, man. I'm in love. I'm in love with Kerry Breitbart. I gotta give it back to him, man. I asked, we were walking around asking everybody, what was your favorite part? By literally 100% across the board, Kerry Breitbart. Kerry Breitbart. Not one person talked about the announcements. But you see the true colors of our company. So I believe in love. I believe in what's wrong in the world right now is not enough of it. Where when a human being cares about another human being, those circumstances and differences just tend to fade. I see it all over the country as I travel. It just seems to disappear. When relationships, if you are in a relationship right now, do yourself a favor. Remember that a good relationship is two souls coming together in one body. Remember to care for one another. Remember, don't try to change them, just change yourself for the better. Time is an actual asset that will expire as my time is expiring. And you will never get it back. I'm telling you, time will never come back to you. So when adversity is thrown at you, within you, you can do one of two things. You can either waste it or save it by accepting triumph and embracing defeat. Because when you leave here, I want you all to do me one big favor. One huge favor I want everybody to do. This is how I wake up, and you can ask the guys that I roomed with over this weekend. I slept on the floor and I loved it. What I can tell you is this. I want you to wake up every morning, and I want you to dance like no one is watching. I want you to sing like no one can hear you. And I want you to love like you've never, ever been hurt ever before. Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Ali Mehdaoui, and my career starts right now.
Yeah! Yeah! You crushed it, bro. You crushed it.